Hope you're able to hear me. We'll start off with the session. Just give me a second. So today we'll be looking into the DAX part of Power BI. Yesterday we had seen some advanced visualization. Today we'll be looking into basic of DAX. Okay. I had looked into the data modeling part also yesterday. I hope that's clear to you guys. We'll load an Excel file. Sample superstore. Today we'll be looking into basic DAX operation. Then we'll go forward. We'll take our order sheet and click on load. Now, the first difference that I'll let you know is between calculated column and a measure. Okay. What is a calculated column and what is a measure? Let's see that first. Then we'll go further. So in the table, in the data only, you can write calculated column. So you can see over here, this is our orders table. If I want to write a calculated column, you can see over here, here's an option called new column. Okay. So I can click over here and write a calculated column. Okay. Whichever column I want. So currently, if I want to write a sum column, okay, so I'll write sum is equal to. So sum is the variable name. Okay. Name can be anything. It can be total sales also. That's already different. Like that doesn't mean anything. Okay. Variable can be ABC also. Normally we name it in a way that we are able to relate it and find it later also. The DAX that we are going to use is called sum. You can see over here, whenever you use a DAX, it is visible below. Sum DAX is something that is used to some column name. Okay. So normally at the top also, now it will tell you the appetite of that DAX. So currently this DAX is asking for a column name from you. Okay. This particular DAX is asking for a column name from you. Okay. So you can say sum order sales and mention that thing and close it. Now you can see that's showing you sum of order sales. Okay. Click on this tick mark and at the right hand corner you'll get total sales on every row. On every row, total sales will come. Okay. Now you will have a very important question that what is the difference between a calculated column and a measure? Calculated column and a measure. Sorry. One second. Now, what I had told, I forgot to tell about. So, DAX is normally termed as data analytics expression. This is the way that we use or perform expression. So, DAX is particularly a language that will be required. Okay. Now, we have calculated columns and we have measures over here. Okay. We have calculated column and measures. Okay. So, now what? How to create a calculated column and how to create a measure is a question. So in order to create a calculated column, you have to go. So we have already seen, come over here and click on new column. Now, what is the major difference between a calculated column and a measure is the question. So what I'll explain is, I'll go to calculator over here and search for calculator.
One second.
Now we'll multiply something. So if I multiply 5
Into 855. Something like this.
and click on is equal to sign over here, it is giving you an answer. But I have a question with you. Was this possibility pre-written? Was this particular possibility pre-written? Could be a possibility. Could there be a possibility that somebody must have come and written this particular formula? No. Only A into B would have been written. Nobody have thought that anybody will write 5 into 855, right? When a person was designing calculator, he didn't write all the possibilities, right? He didn't write each and every number. What he had written was just the formula. Okay. That is how it is working over here also. We are just writing A into B and it will accordingly work. So what I can tell you about the measure part is measure is something that doesn't occupy space. See, calculator, if you see, is the lightest app on your phone also. Why? Because it doesn't have any sort of storage memory. Okay. So that is what it is happening over here. If I minimize this thing, okay, go to the report view. Okay. Now let's see how to write an actual measure. How to write an actual. So you can come over here, go to your table. Okay. Take this particular table. So first let's click on new measure over here. There's a sign called new measure. So click on that. In that particular sign, you can write sum sales is equal to. You can write it over here sum, and you can mention the order sales over here. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I've written the same formula as we had written for calculate column, right? We are getting the sum of orders as the table name, sales is the column name. Okay, that is how we name. Now this time I have named it under new measure. Before it was column. Okay. Now when you run this condition, you will see the major difference that you can find between calculate column and measure is calculated column is normally visible as a sigma and a box, right? Or a table, while measure is visible in the sign of a calculator. The other difference that you can see is measure is not physically present anywhere. See, calculated column is still existing, right? But measure is something that is not physically present. Okay. Now, when something is not physically present, it only acts when you drop it. Okay. When you put it into action. So when you drop some sales over here, then only it will show you the total sales. Okay. You can see it is showing 22 lakh 97,200. Okay. Now what next? You can also drop category over here. It will show you category wise sum sales. Okay. That is how you can get category wise sum sales for nature of the supply technology. Okay. And just do a little bit formatting so that it is visible to you guys. So why do people prefer measure over calculated column? See, measure doesn't occupy space, so it will not make your data model very heavy. Also, if you don't use a particular measure, it won't go in waste. But if you don't use a calculated column, the entire space is still being occupied. So not using a calculated column will create your model to be heavy. Okay, it will still exist in your model and keep on making your model heavier. Okay, that is the reason it's better that client prefers calculated measures over calculated column. Okay, so you can see over here we have furniture, office supplies, and technology, and that is what is mentioned over here. What else can we add over here? Okay, so we have already got the sum of sales. Okay, now if you want to know how many orders did you receive for a particular category, that also you can add over here. Okay, so you can click on new measure. And you can write this measure as total orders is equal to, there's a function called count over here. Okay. In the count function, you can mention the order ID. Because by counting the order ID, I can tell now how many orders did I receive for a particular
product. Okay, so you can keep it over here.
This will tell you how many orders did you receive. Okay. If you drop it in this table,
It will show you category wise orders. Okay,
now somebody can say now that these orders are having the repetition. This count is having repetition. How to avoid repetition? In order to avoid the repetition, you can use, so you can create a new measure.
okay,
Mention it as total orders final.
is equal to,
Again, we write the sum.
and we want, sorry, some.
We want to count, right? And we don't want the repetition.
So we'll write it as distinct count. There's a function called distinct count. Okay,
Inside this, I can mention the order ID.
this will give me
The number of total orders without repetition. Okay.
so you can close it over here and run this code. You can mention it over here, total orders final. So this is giving us the final total orders over here. 1764, 3742, 1544. Okay, this is your
Total orders.
final.
I hope you guys have no doubt on this thing. Now we'll try to replicate this thing. We'll take another example and try to understand other DAX also. So I'll copy it and paste it over here. Okay. We'll remove this thing. Total order finals and all. Now I have a clause over here. Some sales is holding the total sales over here, right? Some has some sort of limitations which we have to see. First of all, sum can only take column name. I'll write a new measure over here and I'll show you. So we have already created a calculated column in the name of measure in the name of sum sales, right? I want to add this measure in my existing DAX. So I'll take it as,
Take a tax named SumX. It's just a variable name, and I'll write sum.
now in this sum function, I want the sum sales that I had created. First thing first, this is the biggest shortcoming of some DAX, that it cannot take a measure. It can only take column names. It cannot take a measure. Now, in order to fulfill that shortcoming, we have another function called SumX. SumX is a function that can also take measures in it. Okay. SumX takes table name in it and expression. SumX takes table name in it and expression. So you can mention the table name over here. The table name is orders. Okay, so you can mention it over here. This is your table name. Then you can mention whatever expression you want. First, let me check is the particular SumX DAX. So you can see SumX DAX can also hold measure in it. Sum sales is a measure. Okay, so you can drop it over here. Okay. What else can we do over here? Actually, we can also perform expressions over here. So if I want sum sales into quantity, sum sales into quantity, I can do that also. Over here, we are having order quantity. See, already sum sales is having the sales, sum of sales, right? So I'll mention order quantity and I'll mask it inside sum function. So this is called explicit summing, right? We are explicitly doing it, right? So now we are multiplying. So some definition is not limited till addition only. It can go above that also. It can do multiplication. If you see in some X, I can do minimization also. Sorry, subtraction also. I'll just show that also. So right now we are having, if you want to check also, you can check it parallelly. I'll drop quantity over here. So I'll drop quantity so that we can see the difference between the two. So in some mix, we are having the multiplication of sum sales into quantity, and that is the multiplication. Okay. What else can we do? We can also get sales after discount. So I can drop discount over here. I'll drop discount over here. And if I want sales after discount, I'll get that also. So I'll write a new measure. I'll mention it as sales after discount is equal to, already we have the sum x, right? So already we are having some sales, right? So we'll take sum x only. Inside sum x, we have to get the table name first. So we'll give the table name. Inside table name, we can give the expression. What is the expression that we ought to use? I want to get sales after discount. So some sales already hold my sum of sales minus discount. Discount is a column. We can directly do minus over it. Okay. This will give us the difference between sales and discount. Okay. If you want, you can drop it. So you can see SumX has variable definitions. Okay. It can do multiplication, it can hold measures. So somebody asked, what is the difference between sum and SumX? First reason you can tell, sum is something that can only use for column name. SumX is something that can also be used for measures. Okay. Sum cannot hold major expressions, but SumX can hold expressions also. Okay. That's a major difference between sum and SumX. Okay. Any questions on this thing, guys? Okay. We'll go further then. I'll just create a copy of this table. I'll drop some sales over here. So we're getting category wise sales. Okay. Now what we can do is, I want to know how much furniture has contributed to the total sales. That is 22,97,000. How much furniture has contributed to the total sales? Now, what I want is that on every row, we should have a total of sales. Achha, for now, we'll hold that thing, but I'll give you another scenario and then I'll come to this one. So currently what I want is, I want to know only furniture sales. Okay. I want to know only furniture sales. Okay. So currently in our data, I'm having some sales and profit. I want to know only furniture sales. I need a particular column which shows me only furniture sales. Okay. Somebody can say me that you can use slicer and you can do that, but that will hinder my these two existing columns also. I don't want them to be hindered. Okay. I want a new measure holding only furniture sales. How will we do that? We'll click on new measure over here. And this time I'm using a function called calculate. Okay. So I'll use a function calculate. Okay. So I'll mention it like furniture sales is equal to calculate function. Okay. Now what do you want? So calculate is a container function that is used in order to apply filter condition. Calculate is a container function that is used to apply filter condition. So it is a ideal scenario for applying filter condition. Okay. So now what you have to do, right? Calculate. Then you can mention sum, or I don't need to mention sum order sales. Calculate will ask, what do you want? I'll say I want the sum sales. So I already have. Calculate can also accumulate measures, so that's not a problem. Next thing is post comma in calculate function, filter condition starts. I want furniture sales, I need to apply a filter condition. So how to apply a filter condition? First click on comma, then write filter. Okay. Post that you have to, so you can see the appetite of filter also at the top. It requires the table name. So you can mention the table name. Okay. Then you can mention the filter expression. My filter expression will be orders category is equal to what? It is equal to furniture. Okay, you can close that, enter it. Now this is giving you the furniture sales. Okay, what is it? 7,41,999.80. That is your furniture sales. Okay, have a look into this measure. If you have any questions, you can drop it on the chat also. So we are getting the furniture sales over here. Now somebody says, I want furniture sales for a particular segment. See, in our data, we are having many segments. If I show you, there are many segments. Okay, you can see consumer, corporate, right? Now somebody says, I want only furniture sales for consumer sector. Okay, only for consumer sector or consumer segment. How will we get that? Already we are having furniture sales, right? So I think I mentioned it for which segment. Just let me check once. We'll get it for consumer. Okay. So I'll write it a new measure. I'll mention it as font consumer. Okay. Is equal to, we'll write calculate function. Already I'm having furniture sales. So I'll use that because I have the furniture sales. In that only I'll apply a filter. Okay. So I'll mention filter DAX. Then I'll mention the table name, that is orders. Post that I'll apply the condition. What is the condition? That segment should be equal to consumer. I'm so sorry, one second. We need to close that. Then what it called. Right. Okay. Now you can drop this consumer. Okay. Now you can see furniture for consumers coming. Okay. Furniture sales for consumer segment only. Okay. Now somebody says, I want it for a particular year. Somebody says, I want it for a particular year. So you can see in your particular data, they're having it for many years. So somebody says, I want furniture consumer sales for 2014 only. How to show that? Again, I'll write a new measure. I'll write it as con 2K 14 is equal to, again, I'll write the calculate function. See, I'm doing it again and again so that you guys get comfortable. So over here, we have already have the corporate and consumer segment sales, right? So I'll take fund consumer. In that, I'll apply an additional filter. I'll mention it as filter table name. So filter requires a table name. You see the appetite from the top, okay? Table name, comma, filter condition. Condition should be that year should be equal to 2014, right? So we have order date, right? We can use that. And you have to mention it dot year. Order date dot year is equal to 2014. Okay, dot year means you're using the year hierarchy from the date. Okay. Once you have created this function, you can drop it over here. Go on to 14 and will give you only for the year 2014. Okay. That is how you can use calculate function and manipulate the data. I hope this is clear to you. Just a second. We'll just use the size of this. I guess this is more than enough. We'll add another table below. I'll just show you some other things. Okay. So we already have category wise sum of sales. Okay. We already have category wise sum of sales. Now let's come to the contribution part. Okay. I want to know in the total contribution, how much furniture contribute in the total contribution. So first thing first, we need to have the total contribution in a column. How to get total contribution in every row? In order to do that, we will use a function called all. So you can click on new measure. See, the DAX is something that is diverse in Power BI. It cannot be learned within 1 or 2 hours. So you have to give it like a lot of time for it. Okay. So that is how you will get a good uh, like grip of this thing. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm saying total sales underscore fixed is equal to calculate. Now I already have the sum sales, right? Again, I'm applying calculate function. Now I want that every column should have fixed sales. So what expression I'll be using? I'll be using all. Okay. And I'll mention the table name orders. That's it. Okay. Once you do that and once you drop, you'll see a very different row coming up. See, when you drop this total sales rates, you will see in every row you are getting same thing, right? Same total. Why is it happening? So normally understand one thing. Data gets affected internally also. What we think is filter is something that affects the data from outside. But if I remove category, what will your sum say show? It will show you the total only. Na? Whenever I add category, your sum sales get divided into different stature, right? So now you are getting category wise sales. But if category is not there, then what you will get is only sales, right? So what we can say is that somewhere or the other, there are factors which are affecting internally also. Not external factors are not the only one that is affecting the data. Internal factors also affect the data, right? So currently, for so sorry, this internally category is affecting the data. So what did we do in total sales fixed that it is showing same values for all the columns, all the rows, because I had used all orders. All order means no column. So all is a like it's like a prevention. Okay, it will prevent from changing your measure sales fixed. So it is saying no filter in the orders table. It is like it is prevented from all this thing. It is immune from all the columns. Use any column from order table. You won't be able to affect the measure total sales fixed. Use any particular column from total sales fixed, you won't be able to affect the total sales fixed. Okay, so orders table, all the columns, it is becoming immune from that. Okay, that is what this all means. That is the reason you are getting same answer on every particular row 22, 97, 200. Now I want to have a contribution also. So how to get that? I will divide 7,41,000 from the total sales. So I'll click on new measure. I'll mention it as contribution. Again, I'll click on contribution is equal to total sales. I think sum sales divided by. So there is a function called divide that we are going to use. Okay. So divide is a function that is used to divide two values. Okay. So we use this function divide. Okay. We'll say total sales. No, sum sales. Sum sales is holding the normal sales column. We are dividing the sum sales from total sales fixed. Okay. So in divide, you have to get the numerator and denominator just by count. That's it. Once you do that, you can just close divide function. It will give you the division between the two. So that is how you can find the contribution between two values. You can drop it over here. It will give you the contribution 0.32, 0.31, 0.36. Now, if you require the contribution percentage, you can use the same DAX. Control C, click on a new measure, paste this measure over here and run it. Okay. Okay, this will say that the names are same. So we'll close this option. And you click on contribution percentage over here. Contribution percentage. That's it. When you do that, it will give you the contribution percentage. Okay, so you can drop it over here and it will give you contribution percentage. Now, in order to get the contribution percentage, one more thing you need to do is press on this percentage icon. When you click on that, you can see over here 100 will be multiplied and percentage sign will automatically come up. That is the contribution percentage. Any questions on this thing, guys? So we have seen an insight that I can say some sort of DAX. I showed you division, multiplication, minus, and I showed you how to use filter condition, all these things. Okay. Also used count and distinct count. Hope you are able to understand these things. Okay. Now we'll go further. Okay. We'll be looking into other things also. Yes, please tell me. I think you can talk with the management. I'll just talk to them. Ramya, can you please look into this thing? One second. I'll just ask her to look into this.
Yeah, Dhruv, hello.
Yeah, I think Dr. Lubna has some concern. She has sent a series of messages. Yeah,
Hello.
Ramya. Yeah, tell
Yeah,
me.
Dhruv.
I think Dr. Lubna has some questions. She thinks whether the link has been changed. So
Okay.
can you just connect with her and look into this?
Yeah, sure, sure.
I think in the
Check.
name of Siddiqui Lubna, right?
Yeah,
LUBNA. Okay, just look into this.
okay.
Thank you. So this is the tax part. Now what? We'll be looking into Power BI services also. Okay. Power BI services also an integral part. So normally what happens is people ask now, how do you how do people work on the report? How does it work? How does the entire architecture or system works? See, we are just creating reports and not using not sending them manually. Okay, we publish these reports. So how do you publish this report as a question? It's a very normal question that people have. How do we publish the report? So you can click on this publish icon, click on this. Okay, do you want to save changes? I'll save this changes. I'll name this report as DAX basics. Okay, and save it. Now there are many workspace options coming up. Now, what are these workspaces? So understand one thing, the report, so services is normally the cloud equivalent. Okay? Services is the cloud equivalent. End user communicates with this account right from the report. See, the user who is using Power BI will not download the Power BI desktop in order to see the reports. He will consume these reports on the browser. He will consume these particular reports on the browser itself. He won't download the desktop. So services is the name of the Power BI services is the name of the browser view. Okay. Now all the reports that are published over here are published in many workspaces. Now you'll ask me, what are these workspaces? What do they actually mean? So we'll see this thing also one second. Let's take an example. Let's take one example. So normally what happens if you have an image and you upload it to the Instagram, okay? So normally what happens, you have an image, you upload it to Instagram. Now the people who are in your account are able to view these particular images, right? They're able to view these images. How are they able to view these images? Because obviously these people have the access to view it. These people are in your account and you have given them by accepting their request and access to view them, right? So you can say that you are adding up those people who are like-minded, right? Who are according to your preference, whom you think are in your particular group, right? Same way, Power BI report cannot be just published to a services account. There are many workspaces that are operating over here. There are many workspaces that are operating. So that is what we are trying to do over here. Power BI over here is having many workspaces. So .pbix is the normally the extension of Power BI file. You publish it to services. So there could be a possibility that I'm working from many departments. I'm working for many departments, right? When I'm working for many departments, there could be a possibility that mm, there are many workspaces created. One can be name of marketing, other one can be finance, one can be named as ABC Limited, other one can be XYZ Limited, right? So these workspaces are actually small locations where like-minded people are there. Okay, so marketing will hold only marketing people, finance will hold only finance people. Same way, ABC Limited will hold only the people belonging to ABC Limited, and XYZ Limited will hold the people belonging to XYZ Limited. Okay. I hope you are able to get this thing. That is how this will work. Now we have understood this thing completely, right? Now we'll go further. Just select the particular workspace. At the time of publishing, you can select from many workspaces available. My workspace is a practice workspace, so we'll use that one for now. And I click on select. Okay. You can see this particular report is getting published on my workspace. You can see this particular report has been uploaded to the services account. Now you can open this particular report in your Power BI like a Power BI services account. So you can see the services account is opening. So you can see this is the view of a Power BI services account. Okay. At the left, we have some options available. So normally client will be uh, connecting with the report or using this report on the services account. Okay. What are the options that we normally get? Before using these options, you can see over here, there are workspaces available. You can see there are a number of workspaces, right? In a particular workspace, you can create workspaces. You can add reports over here, right? You can give access to people over here. So you can give member access. Admin access is an access which you give, then people you want people to uh, like admin are people who are able to update or delete any sort of participant. Okay, member is only able to make changes in the report. Contributor is who can just make partial changes in the report, and viewer is something that can only view the report. In the services account, entirely everything happens only by your email ID. Okay, not your particular Gmail or Microsoft ID. You need to have a company website in order to use. So, like your particular company email ID in order to use a Microsoft Power BI, even trial version also. Okay, everything happens from the email ID. So even if I want to give you access to view my report, I need to have your company mail ID. It doesn't mean like any other than that, there is no identity over here. All the identity is managed by this thing only. Okay. What else can we do over here? So over here we have the home. Okay. In the home, we have my workspace. Okay. In my workspace, you can see all the content lying over here. Okay. Now let's open the report that we just published. Okay. Let's see what other things can we do.
This is your tax basic that you just published. Open it.
Over here, you have many options available. Okay. If you could see in the file, you have an option to save a copy of this report, download this particular file. Okay. You can manage permission, print this page, embed this report, generate a QR code of this. Okay. You can also export this report. So you can directly create a PowerPoint. So now you don't need to take a screenshot and put it on the PPT. You can directly click over here and create a PowerPoint. Okay. So it will automatically create a small PPT about the report that you have created. Okay. Currently, the report is only one page, but if it is multiple pages, you will have multiple slides telling you about the pages. Okay. What else can you do? You can create a shareable link of this report and paste it on mail, Teams, wherever you want, right? You can also chat in Teams about this report. Okay. So you can have a Teams account and chat in Teams regarding the report. You can get insights. So get insight is a AI based feature, artificial intelligence. It is still in preview feature right now. It can tell you good facts about your report, like factual data. Yes, you can see your particular uh, PPT is also created parallelly, so you can open that PPT. The advantage of creating PPT over here is that you get a link in the PPT from which you can open the report also. Okay, that is something that is available over here. Okay, you can see that is your report name and a particular Microsoft logo along with the link. This is your report. Okay, this sort of PPT you can create directly from here. Okay. You can also subscribe about the report. So if anybody is making any changes on the report, you will get notification about it. Okay. You can also click on this edit icon. Edit icon will open the entire particular visualization and fields option. Okay. Over here, you can edit the visualizations. Okay. Now you will say, na, it is completely same like your Power BI desktop, right? Why did we use this thing why did we use Power BI desktop instead of this thing? In order to understand this, you can see at the right side, you have visualizations and fields available, right? And filters also. Now you don't have a data view over here. See, other than that, every option is available. You have button options over here. You have inserting shapes, text box, visual interaction. Everything is available. Only thing that is not available over here is you don't have an option to create a measure. You don't have a model view. And so model view means you cannot create data models over here. And you don't have an option to transform data. Okay, Power Query option is also not available. These options are not available over here. Okay. So that is the reason people prefer Power BI desktop. Now you will say, what is the use of edit option over here? This edit option is available for the client in order to do any last minute changes in the data. If they want to do any last minute changes on the data, right? At the time of presenting that data, then they can do that for sure. Okay. This is your part. Now you can go to home. Okay. Go to my workspace. What else can we do over here? So we saw the edit part. Okay. There is one more thing over here. Now you must have heard about reports and dashboard. What is the, see, every particular reporting tool has a separate definition of report and dashboard. If I say, what is the actual definition of report and dashboard? How to understand that thing? What is the actual definition of report and dashboard? In order to understand that, I will say that many visuals, okay, when you create many visuals, see here over here, we have many table visuals. When you take them together, it creates one page, okay? When you take many pages together, it makes many report, okay? And when you create so many reports together create one dashboard. So many visuals together create a page, many pages together create a report, and many report together creates a dashboard. How to understand this thing? You can minimize this part. Over here, you have an option. So you can go cross reports over here and create dashboards. So you can see, I'll open one report. This is one of the reports. I'll open it. Select. So now, when do you require a dashboard? Client says, I want to go in a meeting in 5 minutes and I don't want to carry all the data. So he doesn't want to carry the entire data. Now, what he has to do or what he wants from you is that you uh, just take some visuals that he requires for the meeting. Okay, only some visuals, not the entire reports. So now how to create a dashboard? There is an option called pin over here. Click on pin visual. Okay, and you can say new dashboard. Okay, you can make the dashboard name. Okay, you can mention the dashboard name as ExcelR. Okay, dash. Okay, and click on pin. So once you have done this thing, you can see your dashboard has been created. Go to page 6. If you want something else also, you can take that also. If you require any pie chart or this thing, right, you can click on pin. Now you have to click on existing dashboard, not a new dashboard, and you can search for ExcelR. Right, this is the ExcelR dash. This is the one, pin it. Okay, now you can go to home, my workspace. You can go cross visual also. You can go to any other report also. And in that report also, you can fetch any visual that you want. You want this visual or you want this one. You can pin it to the existing dashboard. Pin it over here. You can see we are going cross report. So that is the definition that we are matching up. The dashboard is something that you can go cross reports, work on it, and create one visual, like one dashboard out of many reports. One second, this report. I think there's some issue. We'll open another one. We'll take this one, pin it to the existing dashboard. Okay, ExcelR dash pin. Now what? Whatever dashboard reports you wanted, you have pinned it to that dashboard. You can see a separate dashboard with those visuals that you had selected has been created. You can click on edit option over here, choose a dashboard theme, and if you want, you can make it dark also. Save it. Okay, that is your dashboard. Okay. Over here, whatever reports that you have uploaded, 1 second, yeah, the data set of the reports also come with the report. See, the .pvix file holds some sort of data with it, okay? Your particular pvix file holds some sort of data with it, okay? So that data, when you publish it on the cloud account, right, that data will normally go with the Power BI file, okay? That data is in normally in cache memory. Okay. So when it goes to the Power BI services account, that cache memory is extracted from your PBIX and the separate data file is created. Okay. That is what it is showing over here also. Okay. A separate data file. Over here, we have an app option. Now, what is app? Normally, many companies are very much impressed with bigger giants, right? So they can take these pre-created apps from LinkedIn or any company they are very much fond of, use it in their particular brand. So it is something like if I am liking the hospital analysis of Microsoft, I can use that, right? You can see there's one Microsoft Corporation hospital emergency dashboard, right? I don't want to spend on the infrastructure cost of it. Like the creation of a report will cost us a lot of money. So I don't want to spend that much on the infrastructure cost of it. So what I'll do is I will see the overview of the report. I'll see the layout of the reports, the different visual screens, all these things I'll be seeing, right? When I see all these things, then I can see this report. Okay, all these things you can see over there. Okay, now once you have seen, you have decided, you can buy these apps. See, these apps are available for buying purposes. So this is like a business. Okay, so many companies portray their particular apps, and the people who like their particular app can use their app by create like, what is the advantage of any company buying others apps? See, they don't need to spend on the infrastructure. They rely that if any big company is making this particular app, it will be of good quality only. Okay, that is the reason people prefer apps. Okay, now one more reason for using app is that normally what happens is, uh, so if I have two developers, one is working on North India, other one is working on South India, right? Now they want their formatting to match up and they both are working for Microsoft. So Microsoft will prefer or tell them to use particularly their own app so that their formatting doesn't change. Okay, that's the use case of an app. Okay, we'll close this thing also. Other than that, we have looked into the workspaces part. One more thing that I like to tell you about is template. Okay, let's look into template. Okay, over here we have a template definition. Okay, if you could see, the data is going from A to B. Okay, and C is something that is in the middle. Okay, C is someone who is in the middle. Data is flowing from A to B. Now, what happens is when the report flows from A to B, if a person in the middle, C, tends to steal this report, he will have all the data about your report. He will have all the data. Why? Because you know that .pbix file or your Power BI file holds the data in it, right? It holds the data physically in it. We have already seen that part, right? Now, if I say if anybody tends to get a hold of that report, he will be able to see the entire data. Now, how to protect your report? We can protect this particular your report by creating template of this report. What do we mean by creating template of this report? Actually, template is something that doesn't hold data actually. It is something that doesn't hold the actual data. Okay. Now, what does that mean? If template doesn't hold the actual data, what is it actually holding? In order to understand that in a better manner, I'll say that template is a schema file. It only holds the data model and the report view, but it doesn't have the data into it. It doesn't have the actual data into it. That is the reason when somebody gets the template, he is not able to make any like wrong use about it. Like he cannot use it in a bad manner, right? Now, how to understand further of template? In order to understand the further working of template, I'll say that template is something that is popularly used for sharing of reports. Why? First reason is security. Also, second reason, it is very light. A template is very light. Because it is very light, it is very easy to share the data. Because I told you, na, template doesn't have the actual data. So it is comparatively lighter. Okay. Now what we'll do is I'll close this thing. This is a particular file, right? How to convert it into a template? In order to convert this particular file into template, you have to click on File Okay, click on export option over here. Okay, now in the export option, you have to click on Power BI template. Now what happens is this report will be converted into template. Okay, so if you want to add any description, I'll say save per option. Okay, click on press OK over here. And save it. Okay. Yeah, one second. Okay, so now we have converted this thing into a particular template. Now what to do further? Let's see whether it has been saved as a template or not. One second. Guys. So now you have to go to desktop and let's see where it got saved. You can see there are two files showing up. One is in the name of tax basics. Only thing is, first see the size occupied. The first file is occupying around 709 KB, right? Other one is occupying around how much? Can you see that? 15.3 KB. So you can see the difference. This one is a normal PBIX and this is a particular template. Okay. In order to understand it in a better manner, what to do? Let's see that. Okay. So in order to understand this thing in a better manner, I'll close this particular file and I'll show you the opening part of it. How does a particular template opens? You can see template I told you has no data into it. Now what will happen is normally it is created on my file only. When it is created on my particular file, what actually happens is it will first find the data source in my particular PC and then show me the file. Understand? So you can see right now, no data view, nothing is visible. This never happens with a Power BI report. In a Power BI report, as soon as you open it, it will not do any server authentication or something like that. Not load data, it will automatically show you the view. But over here, it is showing you the view also, right? Can you see that? So you can see first the data is getting loaded. So actually, it found the data in my PC, sample superstore that we are using. So now if it would not be there in somebody's file, so it just imagine if C would have stolen this report. If C would have stolen the report in the middle, he wouldn't be able to open the template. Why? Because template doesn't have the actual data in it. It doesn't have the actual data in it. Okay. So that is how template works. Any questions? So data is template data is comparatively secured than a PBI. See, I just opened a template. You can see how much time did it take. Now open a DAX basic, same file in the PBI form. See, I'll open it. So in the PBIX, you can see it will automatically load the data. It won't do any sort of authentication. Okay, that is a major difference. So see, no data load happened, right? That's a major difference between a PBID and PBIX. Okay. Any questions on this thing, guys? Guys, if you don't have any questions, I think, are you, Leela, are you on call?
Sorry, I lost your voice.
Are you on call? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Is there another way than template to secure the data? Yes, there it is. It is there, and another way is also there to secure the data. That is called RLS, row level security. That's a very advanced topic. And also, RLS is there and giving access on my workspace. That is also one way. That is how you can protect the data. Leela, I guess you guys had something to take over, right? For the candidates, you guys can take over now.
Yeah, probably we can take over at 8:45.
You'll be taking it over at 8:45.
Yeah.
Actually, I am done with the session. So if you want, you can take over. We have like done it a little before because I think most of the people don't have much of doubts. So it has finished a little early. If you want, are you going to sum it up or somebody else is going to?
Yeah, I'll ask the team to join. Meanwhile, you can cover something.
No. So till then, if anybody has any questions, you can ask me, or any questions regarding the learning part or learning curve, or any access, you can ask me. I'll be there on the call, help you out on that part. I guess we had seen about visualizations, data modeling, and the Power BI services account. Okay. If you have any other questions, if somebody had a question regarding security. So there is one more way of adding security, that is RLS. Okay. I just tell you till the time people are joining us. It's a bit advanced, but I'll tell you in a very easy manner. So open this thing. In the file, we'll open RLS Dynamic. So currently what we are looking at is called static RLS. Okay, I just show you. So over here, what we want is, like there are 4 regions right now. Now client said we have 4 regions and 4 region managers. Okay, every region has their own region manager because every region has their own particular region manager. They want the data to be divided in a manner that only the particular manager of that region. So if I have central manager can see only their report, and west manager can see only their report, east manager can see only their data. So data could be limited as per the name of the manager. That is what the people wanted. Okay. Now how to do something like that? In order to do that, you have to create some sort of
roles. So you can go on modeling part. Okay. Click on manage roles over here. Okay.
You can click on manage role option over here. Now currently I will create one role. I have pre-created some of these roles. So what I'll show you that West Manager. Sorry. What we want is West Manager. So I want that manager of the West could see only West region data. So how to create that role? So you can click on create option. Okay, close this thing and name it as West Manager. Okay. Now how to create the filter? So you have to click on these three dots in order table, add filter. Okay. In the add filter option, you will select region. So I'll say region is equal to West. Okay. Let's save. Okay. Now what we are seeing is on. So now how to test it? In order to create, you have to click on manage role. In order to test, you have to click on view as. Now I can click as West Manager. Press OK. What you can see over here is only West Manager. Okay. But you will say now the end user won't be seeing this report over here. Now how to show the end user? Okay, so we can go to home, publish this report. Okay. Click on save. This is your my workspace. Click on that. Select it. So you can see over here, we have published this report. I'll open this particular report. So once we have published this, you can see over here how to apply security. You can go to my workspace. Okay. You can go to the refreshed option over here. This is your RLS timeline. Okay. Click on data set and data. Okay. Post that, click on these three dots. Okay. In the three dots, click on security. Okay. When you click on security over here, you can see. Let's see. So you can see over here, all these row level managers are showing up, right? Now the end conversation comes to this part. How will they recognize that who is a manager? See, you created a West manager role, right? But how will these people recognize who is the actual West manager or who is the East manager? In order to do that, you have to click on West manager. Okay. Post that, you have to click on these three dots. Okay. So not on the three dots. Now see, everyone is recognizing a person on Power BI services using the email ID. So you can say West Manager is this person. So if I mention my name as West Manager and add it, how will I see this report? You can click on these three dots and click on test as role. Okay. When you see this report, you will be able to see only one region because I am the manager of West. That is what I have passed. That this manager of West will have this email ID. So whenever I open this report, I will be seeing the data for West only. Okay. That is how this thing works. Okay. These are the managers and these are the works. Okay. So this is called static row level security. Okay. I think somebody has a question regarding job opportunities. Yeah, it can be clubbed with any other skills like data science. See, any tool over here requires Power BI. Okay, Power BI is a visualization tool. Okay, when it is a visualization tool, it can be clubbed to anything. Okay, it's not something that is limited. Okay, so you have to understand that visualization tool can be used in data science also. It can be used anywhere. Okay, it's not something that is limited in scope. It has a huge scope in it. Okay, so it can be used on a SQL, Excel, Power BI concept. It can be used with data science in conjunction to it. It can be used in conjunction to big data. Everywhere it is required right now. Okay, so it's very advantageous. Any other question, guys? Okay. Iftikhar, I have made you the co-host.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dhruv.
Thank you.
So, guys, if there are no questions, can we proceed? Can I go ahead, Dhruv? Are you done?
Yeah, you can go forward.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending the entire program, in fact. So we might be having people who have attended the 100% of our DA program. We in this DA data analyst program, we have covered 4 modules. We started with advanced Excel, then we moved to MySQL. Then the third topic we covered was Tableau, and the fourth topic was covered by Dhruv sir. That was on Power BI. So I hope you have got a basic idea at least of all the 4 technologies. And if you have any doubts regarding any of the things in these 4 technologies, you can anytime mail to us at edl@excelr.com. Within 24 hours, we'll try to reply your queries. And yeah, so that was it regarding data analytics program. And yeah, regarding assignments, we are going to upload total 8 assignments, 2 assignments on every module. So 2 assignments on advanced Excel, 2 assignments on this SQL, 2 assignments on Tableau, and 2 assignments on Power BI. By tomorrow, these assignments will be uploaded into your LMS dashboard. Please check your LMS dashboard. By tomorrow, these assignments will be there with you. And after 1 week, exactly after 1 week, we will upload the solutions of these assignments so that you can recheck your, check your solution from those assignments. Okay. And apart from these certificates, so people were asking regarding certificates. So certificates will be mailed to you within a week, guys. And certificates will only be given to those students who have completed 60% of the entire program. So there were a total 16 sessions. So someone who has covered these 10 sessions may get a certificate on data analytics participation. And the third announcement which I wanted to make is, yeah, so we are coming up with our third program of the year. So our program number 1 was on data science. The program number 2 is on data analytics. And the third program which we are going to launch for the upcoming month is artificial intelligence, guys. So the third program is on AI. And the registration link, let me also share the registration link in the chat box. And also I will share my screen so that you can see the entire flyer of AI. So give me 30 to 40 seconds, guys. Yeah. So as you can see, this is our flyer for artificial intelligence. The course is of 40 hours. It will also be taught by all industry experts. It is starting from 28th March 2022, and the timing will be the same, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The syllabus for this is this. So these are the various topics we will be covering. We'll start with basic concepts of machine learning, then we'll move towards statistics. This overlaps with data science knowledge. Then, if you can see, the fourth topic, which is we will also introduce neural networks and deep learning to you guys. After that, we'll be moving towards convolutional networks, detection algorithm, face recognition. So all the basic topics which we need to understand what AI is are covered for almost 40 hours, so 40 hours. A participation certificate of which will also be shared to you. So do not forget about 28th March. Please note 28th March is the day we are starting artificial intelligence. So what you can get like, so already you guys have LMS access. In your same LMS, this course will be uploaded automatically. So for you guys, if you have already registered and you guys have LMS access, so there is an advantage for you. The entire, the registration link and the course will be uploaded to you automatically, right? So yeah, you just have to come to our LMS on 20th March. There will be a Zoom link, a join button. You have to just press that join button and join our AI lecture. Okay, for those who have not yet registered, I will copy paste this link into our chat box, and I request you all to quickly register right now. Later on, maybe you can forget. So please register right now on this link so that LMS access can be given to you and you also can join this session like others. So that was it from my side. I thank our Dhruv sir and the entire team who is day and night working behind everyday learning to make you guys learn, so that every day, every student learns something about data science, AI, ML, etc. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. So any doubts, if you have, I'm ready to answer your doubts also regarding maybe certification, maybe assignment, maybe upcoming programs. And we also are signing MOU with various colleges. So if you are someone who is not MOU college with us, please refer your TPOs to mail on edl@excelr.com. We will contact your TPO and then you can there is much which is coming up for MOU colleges, guys. Yeah, I take up as no doubts for today. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I'll end up the link. Thank you, Leela. Thank you, Dhruv sir, again. Thank you, Ramya. Bye. Take care. Good night, guys. Thank you, Navid, for your response. Thank you so much.